It's the 11th of July 2014. A very good evening to you. This is Prime Time News. I'm Sonali Vanigabadage.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Nadim Majid. Let's start off with a look at tonight's headlines. The Uber Provincial Council to be dissolved by midnight. Parliamentarian Dr. Harsha De Silva makes a startling revelation that money is being deposited in Swiss bank accounts through Seychelles. Extensive medical investigations launched into the deaths of two children in Baddegama and Valivitia. Also, Major General G.A. Chandrasiri reappointed as the Governor of the Northern Province. And finally, the stage is set for Sunday's grand finale of Super Fighter. On to those stories in detail. Governor of the Uber Province, Nanda Matthew, notes that the Uber Provincial Council will be dissolved effective midnight today. Issuing a communique, the Governor noted that this step was taken in keeping with the instructions of the Chief Minister. After signing off on the instructions to dissolve the Uber Provincial Council, Chief Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa convened the meeting.
I came here after signing the order to dissolve the Uber Provincial Council. I believe that this is the last meeting that I will convene, the last rally, as the Chief Minister of the 5th Provincial Council. I believe I will become the former Chief Minister after this. I always asked that you make maximum use of me. I will not get this opportunity again. We can embark on a major journey if we set aside our fighting and our gripes with each other and move forward with fraternity.
රණ්ඩු දබර මේ හැම දෙයක්ම අමතක කරලා එකතු වෙලා සහෝදරත්වයෙන් ගියා නම් අපිට විශාල ගමනක් යන්න පුළුවන්.
The United People's Freedom Alliance emerged victorious at the last Uber Provincial Council election. The UPFA won 25 seats and claimed the 2 bonus seats as well. The United National Party, meanwhile, won 7 seats in the province. The Janata Vimukti Peramuna and Upcountry People's Front won a seat each. 32 councillors are elected to the Uber Provincial Council from the 2 districts of Badulla and Monragala. 21 seats have been allocated for the Badulla district, while 11 seats have been allocated for the Monragala district. At present, rumours are abound on the political stage regarding the allocation of seats district-wise in the Uber province. The Election Secretariat notes that it will publish the allocation of seats in keeping with the Provincial Council Elections Act No. 2 of 2008 and amendments to the Act made in 2004 after nominations are called for.
The grand finale of Super Fighter, the first ever sports reality program in Sri Lanka, will be held this Sunday at Stein Studios, Ratmalana. 360 lakhs will be awarded as prize money to the winners of Super Fighter.
Super Fighter was launched with the aim of choosing athletes to compete in the 2020 Olympics and is organized by Newsfirst, Sirius TV together with MAS Holdings. Around 10,000 athletes from across the island took part in the event, out of which 8 finalists were chosen to compete in 4 weight classes. A special event was organized in each of the athletes' schools to wish them luck in the finals. Isanka Sanjay from Vidyartha Vidyalaya Kandy will battle it out with Krishna Menon Sindhujan from Royal College Colombo in the 49 kg weight category. Boxing in our school has a proud history. Isanka Sanjay will achieve a resounding victory in this bout. Our wish is that he wins his bout.
Take this opportunity to sincerely wish Krishna Menon Sindhujan to be the winner of this competition with the blessings of his brother students, staff members of Royal College, parents and all.
Sandeepa Dasnayaka from Kingswood College will battle Buddhika Manram of the Kalyani Pradeepa Science Institute, Delgoda in the 52 kg weight category. My wish is that Lasitha Dasanayaka will emerge victorious in the Super Fighter event that is organized by the Sirasa Media Institution. There are many schools in the Gampah district. Buddhika Manaram, who is representing our Pirivena, has achieved victory, which makes us proud. Banuka Jayampati, a student of the Vidyaratna University College Horner, will compete against Nuwan Kumara Amarwansa from Peradeniya Central College in the 56 kg weight category. Vidyartha is an institution that has made a name for itself in sports over the years. This institute has brought forward talented boxers to the national fora over the past decade and a half.
Nuwan Kumara Amarwansa shishya mandanna mage daruwa.
Nuwan Kumara has been selected to the final round of Super Fighter. He will undoubtedly bring glory to his school. He is capable of it.
In the 60 kg weight category, Sandeep Samarasinghe of Vidyaratna University College will be pitted against Lakshan Lianake of Anand College, Colombo.
Super Fighter Tarange.
Two boxers are representing our educational institution. We wish to extend our best wishes to them. Both Banuka and Sandeepa will definitely emerge victorious. Lakshan Lianage has performed exceptionally well in boxing at school and now has been selected for the final round of Super Fighter.
Super Fighter වැඩසටහන යටතේ තරඟ වට රාශියකින් අවසාන වටේට කරා තියෙනවා.
The final training camp for these 8 finalists was held with the participation of national and international trainers today.
The main objective of the training camp held in Pallekele was to prepare these athletes mentally and physically for the finals. The 8 finalists will arrive from Kandy to Colombo in a special motorcade. Sports fans have been given the opportunity to gather on either side of the road to show their support. Meanwhile, the new theme song for Super Fighter, Mage Sihne, was released today. The song was created by Chitra Sompala and Sydney Chandrasekara, while the music arrangement was composed by Sangeet Vikramasinghe.
Taking a look at some local news. Speaking in Parliament yesterday, Minister of Higher Education S.B. Dissanayake expressed his views on the recent death of a youth in police fire in the Barawavila area in Divulapitiya.
දිවුලපිටියේ වෙඩි තැබීම ගැන කතා කරා. සිරස පත්තරේ මේක මේ වීඩියෝ එකකුත් දැම්මා. ඒ සිද්ධිය.
You spoke of the Divulapitiya incident. Sirasa showed the footage. An individual was stabbed by another. When the police visited the scene, this individual, who was under the influence of alcohol, who had stabbed a person before, had stabbed the police officer. When the individual had tried to stab and kill a police officer, another police officer had shot at him. It is correct. The police requested Sirasa to provide the footage. They asked the person who videoed the footage when he was going on the bus to provide the footage in question. They still have not provided the footage.
දැන් සිරසේ ගියානේ ඒ වීඩියෝ එක ඒ කැමරා කරපු මිනිස්සයා බස් එකේ යනකොට අපිට ගෙනල්ලා දෙන්න තවම ගෙනල්ලා දීලානේ තවමනේ.
Newsfirst wishes to bring to the attention of Minister of Higher Education S.B. Dissanayake that his remarks yesterday came after 13 days had lapsed since the footage in question were handed over to the Minwangaru Magistrates Court through the police. This letter bears testament that a DVD containing the footage of the incident, which was broadcast on Newsfirst, was handed over to court on the 28th of June. Furthermore, a police officer who identified himself as MBC Sampath accepted the said DVD at 5 p.m. on the 28th of June after placing his signature at the bottom of the right-hand corner of the letter. Newsfirst has also given evidence before court on the matter. It was here that counsel appearing on behalf of the police requested court not to accept the footage as evidence in the case.
In the inquest into the death of a person in police fire, The Sirasa network submitted a timely recording which further affirmed the verbal testimony. Sirasa had provided this video to the police department at the first instance, and when the video was taken up in court, Sirasa was there to give evidence. Various responsible persons within the government are now making false statements regarding this. Thereby, I believe it is the responsibility of the police to assist the court by providing evidence to enable it to determine if this death was murder, manslaughter or otherwise.
Minister S.B. Dissanayake, who addressed Sirasa TV as a paper in a derogatory manner, is an individual who served a prison sentence for contempt of court. We wish to remind Minister S.B. Dissanayake that Sirasa is not a paper. Newsfirst also took steps to broadcast a statement made by the minister live when he was freed from prison after serving a sentence for contempt of court. The minister, who made a misleading statement in Parliament yesterday on Newsfirst telecast on Sirasa TV, expressed these sentiments in the past on the conduct of the network.
Sirasa ඇත්තටම මේ වගේ මේ දුෂ්කරතාවයට පත් වෙච්ච අසරණ වෙච්ච මේ දරුවන් හොයාගෙන
Sirasa goes in search of children who are helpless. They go in search of villagers which are in need of help, and then they bring it before the entire country. I really admire what Sirasa is doing.
රටට හෙළිදරව් කිරීමේ මේ Sirasa ගෙනියන වැඩපිළිවෙලටත් මම ඉතාම කැමතියි. මේ පාර මුල්ගල තිබ්බ දවසේ
The Sirasa journalists were here when the foundation stone was laid for this road. Now he is here today as well. We wish to pay our respect to Sirasa and ask them to air this section of my speech as well.
මේක දාන්න කියලා මම කියනවා.
These statements goes on to show the contradictory remarks made by Minister S.B. Dissanayake, who changed his political ideologies from time to time. This is a manner in which he criticized the former president, who was one of the key personalities in his political life.
Our former president is relaxing these days. It is best for all if she goes to a temple and focus on engaging in meritorious deeds. She believed that she could change the constitution and stay on until she died. However, she did not have that many votes. She didn't have the strength to bring in people from the opposition, nor could she retain her own people.
S.B. Dissanayake, who left his own party to join the UNP, later criticized the UNP as well.
It was the United National Party that engaged in acts of corruption and committed all these crimes. The main party of the opposition, the UNP, is now in a dogfight.
The minister is now criticizing the activities of university students.
We will not give them anything in writing. These students fail the exams every day. They collect money from people on the street.
The actions of the Minister of Higher Education is something that we have gotten used to since 2012. When you look at his actions, we feel like he has come here while working in another ministry. It could be the Ministry of Livestock because he continues to use the names of animals. I believe that he has the capacity to transform to a more disciplined individual who is capable of understanding our issues. We can see that ministers have been appointed to muddle up issues. We don't know if he is part of such a plan. The Minister of Higher Education made a statement endorsing the shooting carried out by the police. Can the police go around shooting people? It is the duty of the police to use even minimum force only as a last resort. Can they shoot people in the head like they are guerrilla leaders? Politicians are endorsing these killings. This is a joke. I saw this being reported by one media institution. Now these people are trying to justify this.
When considering the minister's record, the ignorance of his statements is truly not surprising.
A stage on which students of the Rajarata University were engaged in a Satyagraha campaign caught fire yesterday. Our reporter said that this is the third time that a fire has broken out on the stage. Well, A resident of Kuliapiti alleges that a group claiming to be aides of the Chief Minister of the Northwestern Province have assaulted him. Chief Minister Dayasiri Jayasekara says he is not involved in this matter in any manner. Police media spokesperson meanwhile said that the suspects who have been identified have fled the area.
The alleged victim of the assault, Leonard Fonseca, is engaged in an amateur telecasting service in Kuliapiti, employing several television sets. He says that the attack took place last morning, soon after he had read out the news headlines.
At about 7:15, several vehicles came here and one of the vehicles came into the bus stop. I could identify this vehicle since it was used to assist Dayasiri Jayasekara. At the same time, I received numerous anonymous threats over the telephone throughout the day yesterday. I know those who are close to him very well. The two people who disembarked from the vehicle were Kaman and beat Nishanta. While they were dragging me away, I pushed him and ran towards the police post at the clock tower, which was about 100 meters away. I knelt and grabbed the feet of the two police officers. They assaulted me in front of the police officers. In truth, the individual known as Leonard owed some money to the persons who allegedly tried to abduct him. When they went and demanded that he pay them, it had gotten to a level where my name was involved. 330,000 people in the Northwestern Province voted for me, and all of them are supporters of Dayasiri Jayasekara. I am not involved in this in any way. There is a law in this country, and I trust that the law will be enforced in this matter.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa has reappointed retired Major General G.A. Chandasiri as the Governor of the Northern Province. Chandasiri was sworn in as the Governor of the Northern Province before President Rajapaksa at the President's office today. Retired Major General G.A. Chandasiri will accordingly serve another 5-year term as the Governor of the Northern Province. Major General G.A. Chandasiri was first appointed Governor of the Northern Province on the 12th of July 2009 upon his retirement from the Sri Lanka Army. Speaking in Parliament today, Speaker Chamal Rajapaksa said the matter of ministers not being present in the House to respond to questions needs to be taken up. Questions for the Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resource Development from MP Sajid Premadasa.
The Fisheries Minister has asked for more time and has given due notice. He was at the Advisory Committee meeting this morning and neither he nor the Deputy Minister are here now.
You could have asked this during the Advisory Committee meeting and discussed it.
The opposition MPs need to be there to ask the question. How can answers be given if they are not there? This is not a one-sided problem.
Honourable Speaker, I wish to bring to your attention that this matter of them asking for more time has become a pattern on Fridays.
We need to discuss ministers' attendance in Parliament during question time. This can be resolved with cooperation on both sides.
We wish to know if there was a problem with this or whether there was an order.
Question time will be broadcast live.
Addressing a media briefing in Colombo today, parliamentarian Dr. Harsha De Silva revealed a scam with regard to transferring funds out of the country illegally. The parliamentarian stated that the funds are being deposited in Swiss bank accounts via Seychelles.
With laws in Switzerland becoming stringent, those who hide their money in Switzerland are feeling a fear as to whether their names will be revealed. Several new countries are now establishing secret accounts, and the latest country to do this is Seychelles. The amount of money hidden in Switzerland by persons with addresses in Seychelles has risen rapidly. Crops in Buttala are wilting away. There is no water for the crops. There is no government to give them a water motor. But a bit further down, they are building the costliest railway line in the world, with a kilometer costing more than $14 million. And now you can see how my story on Switzerland and Seychelles fits in with this. The system being employed by various persons to take this money and hide it in Switzerland, where Seychelles is being proven.
මේ සල්ලි ඔක්කොම කවුරු නොයෙකුත් පුද්ගලයෝ අරගෙන සීෂෙල්ස් එක හරහා ස්විට්සර්ලන්තයට යවන ක්‍රමය දැන් ඔප්පු වෙගෙන යනවා.
The General Secretary of the Citizens Front, Parliamentarian Jayashree Ranga, commented on the recent incidents in Alutgama and Berwala in Parliament yesterday.
இந்த ரோஹித் அமைச்சர்கள் பேசுகின்ற பொழுது அவர் கூறினார் இரண்டு பௌத்த பிக்குகளை தாக்கியதனால் தான்
Minister Rohita says that this issue arose after 2 monks were assaulted. However, Minister Rauf Hakim and Rishad Badiuddin are saying that Muslims are being attacked by Sinhala extremists via social media websites such as Facebook. Sinhala and Muslim extremists are within this government. Cabinet ministers are expressing various views on nationalism. However, they do not speak of it in Parliament or in Cabinet. Why are they only expressing views to Tamil websites and Facebook and remain silent in Parliament and other places where this is being subject to debate? Is there a police commission in place for the police in the country to act independently? The police is there to act according to the whims of the politicians. The police has fallen into such a state. Today, the situation is such that the police had failed to protect its own. There is no law in the country. The Minister of Justice says that he is ashamed of this. In this backdrop, should there be a debate on this in Parliament? When Minister Rishad Badiuddin was speaking about the Muslims, the President had thrown away his chair. This was reported on Facebook and the Tamil websites. Minister Rauf Hakim and Rishad Badiuddin, who only expressed their views to Facebook, are not present here when we are speaking about the Muslims. Why are they acting like this? No matter what happens, the people who voted for you are the ones who will be destroyed. We are speaking on behalf of you so that you can protect your political career and votes. This issue needs to be stopped. Who is trying to engage in governance by rousing nationalist sentiments? Our minister only speaks to the Tamil media institutions when they speak of their people's issues. When we speak like that, the people will be pleased that we spoke on behalf of the Muslims and will once again elect us to Parliament. We will once again become parliamentarians. Therefore, please refrain from making contradicting comments to the Sinhala media and Tamil media. It was Ministers Rauf Hakim and Rishad Badiuddin who said that the government must be held accountable over this. It is the responsibility of the government to provide answers. The opposition is operating in a very responsible manner. However, ministers acting to achieve their personal agendas.
எனவே தமிழ் ஊடகத்துக்கு ஒரு கருத்தையும்
විනාඩියක කාලයක් ගරු මන්ත්‍රීතුමා තියෙන්නේ.
On to one of our headline-making stories tonight. A medical investigation has been launched into the deaths of 2 preschool children from the Baddegama and Valivit areas. 12 preschools in areas under the purview of the Baddegama and Valivit Pradesh Sabhas have been shut down as a safety measure following the deaths of the 2 children.
4-year-old NG Chanul Chatusha was admitted to the Baddegama Divisional Hospital on the 30th of last month. The child, who displayed symptoms including fever, cold and nausea, was later transferred to the Karapitia Teaching Hospital. The boy passed away the next day while receiving treatment at the intensive care unit of the Karapitia Teaching Hospital. Chatusha's death certificate cites a disease of the aortic muscles as a cause of death. 5-year-old Ashini Madhuvanti from Atkandra in Alpitia passed away on the 8th of this month. Her family says that she was treated by 2 doctors before being admitted to the hospital, displaying symptoms including fever and cold. She was admitted to the Baddegama Divisional Hospital on the 6th. The child too passed away while receiving treatment at the ICU of the Karapitia Teaching Hospital. The local coroner was issued an open verdict on the death.
Both children did not have the same symptoms. The first child, the boy, had been playing in his Montessori when he suddenly fainted. The second child came in the next day saying she had a stomachache. She was conscious. The first child was not. Even when he was brought to hospital, he was in great pain.
The remains of both children have been referred to the Medical Research Institute in Colombo for further examination.
We were informed that a virus had entered into the body of one of the 2 children and the other was diagnosed with what is known as myocarditis or meningitis. According to the consultants, the disease they were diagnosed with were different to each other. We request the area residents to avoid having conflicting opinions about the situation.
The Director of Health Services in the Central Province says that no decision has been made with regard to the reopening of the Kottagala Medical Officer of Health Office. The office was closed down following an incident where Minister Arumugham Thondaman is alleged to have threatened the MOH of Kottagala. The Director of the Central Province Health Services, Shanti Samarasinga, says that a decision will be reached following discussions with the Government Medical Officers Association. Now, when Newsfirst made inquiries, the MOH of Kottagala, Dr. Indika Abegunawardena, said that as the Minister had guaranteed his safety, he would resume work as soon as officials inform him to do so.
A discussion was held yesterday pertaining to the reopening of the Kottagala Medical Health Officer's Office. Director of Health Services of the Nuwara District, Dr. Mahendra Seneviratne, stated that he took part in the meeting along with Minister Arumugham Thondaman and the District Secretary of Nuwara. The Director of Health Services noted that during this meeting, the Minister guaranteed the security of all doctors. He added that all doctors were informed of this decision in writing. Meanwhile, Kottagala MOH Dr. Indika Abegunawardena said that the District Secretary of Nuwara had called him and invited him to attend the meeting. Dr. Indika, however, noted that he did not attend the meeting based on trade union advice. Furthermore, in a letter addressed to the Health Services Director of the area, District Secretary of Nuwara, DPG Kumarisiri noted. Furthermore, in a letter addressed to the Health Services Director of the area, District Secretary of Nuwara, DPG Kumarisiri stated that the decision reached during the meeting is a positive improvement.
Treasury Secretary Dr. P.B. Jayasundara notes that the key challenge in preparing the budget for 2015 will be introducing a more effective tax regime. Dr. Jayasundara made this statement at an event held in Colombo yesterday.
Speaking at the unveiling of the 2014 annual review of the information technology sector in Sri Lanka in Colombo yesterday, Secretary to the Ministry of Finance and Planning, Dr. P.B. Jayasundara, said the challenging task of preparing next year's budget has already commenced.
50 years, when you talk deficit, even if it is a surplus, people label deficit. That's the mindset problem now this nation has. People, when you live with inflation for 50 years, even when you see 2.9% inflation, people think inflation. So that psychological problem is there. So biggest challenge is low tax regime. People still can't understand asking only tax holiday or relief for something, but don't know what a credible, undisturbed, clean, efficient tax administration, what the system is now needed.
And finally, in local news, the verdict in the trial of the murder of British national Khurram Sheikh and the gang rape of his girlfriend Victoria Alexandrovna will be delivered by the Colombo High Court on the 18th of July. Colombo High Court Judge Rohini Walgama announced the date of the verdict following the closing arguments of both the prosecution and defence today. The 6 defendants in the case include the chairman of the Tangol Pradeshia Sabha, Sampath Chandrapushpa Vidhanapatirana, who is the 3rd defendant. The lawyers appearing for the 3rd, 4th and 5th defendants in their closing statements, quoting testimonies by witnesses, said the evidence presented incriminating their clients is inadmissible in court.
Well, that wraps up Primetime News for tonight. If you did miss out on any of the stories we just aired, you can log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Sonali Manikbadage.
And I'm Nadim Majid. Good night and good luck.